So what is success? I've been asking myself this question. When I die, or even when I turn 30 in 3 years, what will I, if I had an aerial view, think success would look like, and how have I achieved it in my life? Well, I can strongly tell you that success, my opinion, has vastly changed over even the last month or year. I could venture in to say. Now, when most people think success, which is natural to think because we live in the world, right now we think of nice car, maybe high position at work, pretty family, nice clothes, things like that. Everything is pretty much, we would say, materialistic. But success is completely opposite of all of those things. Well, I shouldn't say opposite, but it has nothing to do with that. Success is not measured by anything that you can 9 times out of 10 see that's visible. Rather, success is based on a relationship between you and God. You see, if we commit our lives to God and we confess that He is Lord and we are hence saved, we've already been more of a success than someone who is a Fortune 500 company owner, drives a Bentley, and has 10 kids, and they can all swim great, and they're just all wonderful, but does not have God. You know, the Bible talks about this too. So, that's success to me. The first and most basic form of success anybody can have that will outweigh anything you will ever do in your life is to confess that Jesus is Lord. Now, you know, what good is it if you gain the world but lose your soul is what the Bible says, and that's kind of what I'm referring to. So that's the most basic form of success that you can get. Now, here's the cool thing. It doesn't stop there, especially if you pursue God and you chase after Him. God will make a success out of you. He will make a success story out of you. Now, I'm not saying that the way to get to heaven is by works, because we know that by works alone, that's strictly not what God is all about, and that's not what Jesus' ministry was all about. It was by having faith into Him. But what I'm saying is that when we make everything about God and we put Him at the center and we chase after Him, all of these other things fall into place. You look at some of the prophets in the Old Testament. You look at Isaiah. Isaiah was given a task to preach to the people of Judah that would not listen to him. God basically told him, you're not going to have a fruitful ministry, but you need to go tell these people that they have ears but don't hear and eyes but don't see. You know, this was the dirty work that Isaiah did. He didn't take a preaching position at a climate-controlled, newly carpeted church of 50,000, you know, where he would be able to go home to his mansion of $1.6 million and, you know, play chess with his 5 kids and, you know, eat caviar. I don't know. He didn't take this. He took the lowest position possible, and I would be glorified to take that. You know, Isaiah took a dirty job, and he's one of the biggest successes that we can measure to. I mean, he's in the Old Testament, he's in the Bible. You know, how many of us today, if we had to do that, if we had to sell everything we own and go in and preach on the street to people that would maybe hate us or would maybe just plain out not like us or just not listen to us, how many of us would think that if we left our job making $50,000 a year and sold everything we own to go do this, how many of us would feel like a success? The answer to that is not very many of us. But here's the thing. Our view of success is so distorted, and our view of success is wrong. We would be way more successful if we did what Isaiah did rather than what we do, because Isaiah was chasing God. When he had that interaction with God, he came to terms with it, and I truly believe that he would do anything to get to know God more, and he proved that. You look at Moses. Moses led the Israelites through the desert for 40 years. And in the end, you can read, he does not inherit the promised land. So after all of this, he does not inherit the promised land, but the Israelites do. So I ask again, what is your opinion of success? I would urge you to read these stories of the prophets, of Isaiah, read the story of Moses and Jeremiah, and see that they are some of the biggest success stories that we will ever hear. But compared to worldly standards, they were failures. So start putting your time and effort into something, into a cause, into God, something that never changes and something that will forever be beneficial to the entire world. And I promise you that you will be a success, much more of a success story than if you chase after things that will rot and decay and will burn away.